Awesome. Cool stuff. Sorry about that, guys. We just had a little bit of a crash. We shall be jumping on to game number 3 here between Acer Hydra and Alien Invasion's Hanfy. Having been on a different team previously to Alien Invasion, it was probably Quantech or something. There's a million of those kind of not well-known teams that all these players kind of keep traversing between. Okay, these guys seem to be ready. Hanfy saying he's cold. Poor guy. So, ooh, Ohana is the next map. That is interesting. This is the map notorious for those hidden Zerglings like we saw from Hydra in game number 1. So I could see that again.
Oh, I cannot have the game in XSplit. Might have
really?
to. Yeah.
Can you do screen region or?
Okay, I will try.
Okay. Should be able to do that on the fly, I think. So. Anyway, guys, once everything is sorted and good to go, you shall see the screen, and it'll be fantastic. You'll see the games. As we have Acer Hydra. He's spawning in the bottom right-hand corner. You can't see it just yet, but he is, as our green Zerg. And spawning up to the top left-hand corner, we have Alien Invasion's Hanfy. Going to be spawning as our blue Zerg. 1-1 apiece here currently. And again, this map is notorious, absolutely notorious for mass hidden amounts of Zerglings. So that could come to fruition here between these two players, as we already saw Hydra go for it on Metropolis.
I'm putting the camera on your view.
Okay. So, with Hanfy here for now. Again, he's shown tendencies of just trying to go for a longer macro game. He showed in game number 2 his ability to be able to switch between aggression and macro, which is very, very important in this kind of matchup. But for now, ooh, Hydra going for a 10 pull to kick things off, which doesn't surprise me, to be honest with you. People, again, because he switched from Terran to Zerg, he's had less time to really adapt to the ZVZ matchup than Hanfy, which can be a brutal matchup. So it doesn't surprise me that Hydra is opening up with a bit more cheesier builds. Oh, and he let his gas finish as well. This is going to be a speedling all-in from Hydra by the looks of things.
Okay, what did I miss? Hydra going some crazy all-in again?
Yep.
Do you think it's going to be Bainley?
I'm thinking speedling all-in. He can add the Baneling Nest. But both options are very, very viable, actually. So if he does go for that, it can quite easily work. This is something that SYZ actually goes for things. Now Skylaris is a real mod, not even a mod. No, never mind. I'm just reading chat and people asking if I'm a mod, but like I'm not made a mod, unfortunately. So anyway, Hydra on the way with his Zerglings. And yeah, it looks like it's just a speedling all-in to kick things off.
And Hanfy did see the links moving out, and now he's gonna see there is no hatchery at the expansion. He should know what's up, but is this not a build order win? Like, is there a way Hanfy can hold, and how?
Hanfy does have a good spawning pool timing. He's gonna get his... Oh, actually, no. Hydra's just gonna go straight up into the main. He's gonna have to engage with all the drones here. He gets actually a really good surround on some of those Zerglings. That was fantastic mineral walking there by Hanfy. And this is one of the ways of dealing with this early on, just going for the drones and using them effectively against the Zerglings. He hasn't lost a single drone yet. Oh, no, he lost one.
Yeah, he should make 2 queens. He has 300 minerals. He chooses to make mostly Zerglings, just 1 queen. He chooses to make it as expansion, very smart move here. And it looks pretty good so far for Hanfy. Yeah. Hydra is getting a lot of Zerglings behind this, and he's going to have speed, but I don't know, with the queens coming out, I think Hanfy could just win this right there. Yeah, the first round was very important.
Normally you would see from like a... Yeah, the first round is very, very important. Normally you would see from a Zerg, like, if this was an earlier pull, you would see the hatchery cancel, but 10 pull means that, you know, the hatchery ends up finishing, and then he's going to be trying to rely on speed here. He maybe should be... Yeah, there we go. There's the queen on the way. He's losing a lot of his Zerglings. Hydra doing a good job of cleaning those up, but he just doesn't have enough to continue this aggression. And the one saving grace of Hydra would have been if the drones had still kept dancing, then Hanfy would have had a lesser economy, but they didn't. So Hanfy knew to control the situation like that, and from here on, Hydra continues building Zerglings, he's going to try and stock up a lot by the looks of things and try and kill off his opponent's Overlord. But from there on, I don't think he's going to have much of a way to really get this done.
I'm surprised that Hanfy is taking gas this early. I mean, he's only on 14 drones now against 10. I would have thought he could just make a bunch of queens, maybe 2 or 3, and put them at his ramp and just be basically safe against any amount of Zerglings with 1 or 2 spines. Then take his time, get a couple drones, and later on maybe get speed once he's really safe. But now he chooses to mine from the gas. So his mineral economy is not going to be as good as it should be, even though it's still better than Hydra. But Hydra are doing a very good job, having some Zerglings in the main, killing 2 more drones now. So it's 10 against 12. And if he surrounds those larvas, he might be able to come out to kill whatever comes out of them, which is 3 drones right now. But he chooses to go for the spawning pool.
Meanwhile, there was a little bit of an engagement down in the south here. I actually need to talk about this engagement in a little bit, as we still have this continued aggression, and he's actually going to get the spawning pool. Oh my god! He needs to make another spawning pool right now. Hydra could turn this from the clutches of defeat here, if he keeps dancing with the Zerglings.
He cannot make anything right now, except drones. No queens, no Zerglings, no spine crawlers.
Yeah, the fact that he can't even make a spine crawler is, in itself, pretty ridiculous. You don't see the spawning pool being sniped off this early in ZVZ ever. Like, ever. So, this is a really strange situation. If Hydra keeps making Zerglings, then he is going to be in pristine position. Now, whilst this aggression subsides just for a little bit, and whilst Hydra's continuing to make a lot of Zerglings and powering across the map, what happened was Hydra let his opponent's Overlord see that he was sending a drone down to... Actually, no, I can't explain it all in the period of time before Hydra hit, so I'll explain it after the game. But Hydra, with this aggression here, could actually just kill. This is crazy.
And this is 25 Zerglings against only 6. There is 2 queens. He's going to try to use those drones with the start command to be able to defend, but there's just so many Zerglings. All Hydra has to do is manually target those drones. Oh, Hanfy is actually doing a very good job. Wow. But he's now down to 13 drones against 10. He does have a pull, and actually Hanfy is going to hold. Really sick hold right there.
Wow, yeah, that whole position was fantastic.
The army supply is 11 to 11, but he let the queen get surrounded. That was not very good, but the spine crawler doing a very good job of cleaning all of the Zerglings. And now Hanfy is the one with all the Zerglings.
This is one of the weirdest early ZVZs I've seen for a long time. Baneling Nest's on the way, and Hanfy, in essence, has the defense here to be able to hold this, but Hydra is just going to concede himself to going for an expansion. He realizes he's killed off a lot of drones, so he's going to try and just keep this going into a macro game. But he realizes now that after seeing his opponent's Baneling Nest on the way and finishing up, he can't really continue this aggression. So this is a nice subsiding here of Hydra in terms of his aggression to say, I'm going to try and make this a longer game and try and keep myself in it.
And very smart building positioning here, making a spawning pool right outside of his natural, Hanfy, and then the Baneling Nest to help wall. Since he had lost it, might as well use it to wall.
Yeah.
But I think Hydra, he was just so shy this game. Like after he killed the spawning pool, it's obvious your opponent cannot make anything for a very long time. He could have just sent all his Zerglings, rallied into the expansion of Hanfy, possibly snipe that spine crawler, and then take out all of the drones. Just stay out of range of those queens at the ramp. But instead of that, he just took his time. He took his sweet time, just massing Zerglings in his base, and then the brilliant micro and defense from Hanfy made it so he was able to hold.
Oh, and that queen waddles out, killing an Overlord, and from there, it looks like Hanfy is producing a ton of Zerglings, so he is actually going to get aggressive now with Zerglings and Banelings. And this is going to be a little... Oh, one Baneling for a Zergling there. Not the best trade for Hanfy, but still, he has a lot of production. And the big problem here for Hydra is the fact that Hanfy, for the longest time, has had 2 bases worth of production for ages. These Zerglings are going to push forwards. And again, though, that's in comparison to what we saw from Hydra, which wasn't too much. And oh, dear me, he actually gets those Zerglings in past the Queens. He's going to spread them out to deal with these Banelings. And the Banelings don't get too good a trade there for Hanfy, for Hydra. So Right now, there's more banelings waddling in. They're gonna kill off a few drones. Just one there, though. This is weird still.
Oh, he's gonna try to get some of the drones. He might get a pack of them. Like maybe 2 or 3. Yeah, he does get a couple more.
That's nice there. He even caught a few of the Zerglings up to the north with a few of those banelings. Right now we have 28 drones to the 22 out in favor of Hanfy. And the drone's actually being pulled off to try and deal with these banelings. But if they're not careful, they could stick around for too long with that one baneling finishing up. Oh, but it kind of whiffs.
Yeah, but new Zerglings coming in. And Hanfy has a lot more Zerglings than Hydra does. So right now he's putting on the pressure, just like Hydra should have done earlier when he had the big advantage. And Hanfy is not slumping behind his. He's making a 3rd hatchery. He has a lot more drones, and he's in a commanding position this time. And he's gonna look not to make any big mistake and just finish this game safely.
Yeah, indeed. Hanfy right now with utter domination at this point in time. He's bulldozed any kind of hopes that Hydra would have to really recuperate, unless those 2 banelings can somehow make something happen. But Hanfy, I don't think he's going to let that happen at this point.
Yeah, I think it was looking really bad for Hanfy. I can't believe he actually won that. Such a sick defense at his expansion.
Yeah. Okay, so I want to come back to that one point that I wanted to make when the second wave of aggression came from Hydra. He did something really, really clever. He hid after his initial push had finished, after his initial push had subsided and he hadn't been able to do tons and tons of damage with it. He did something clever. He was continuing to make Zerglings and he hid them in his main whilst shooing away his opponent's Overlord with a Queen, but moving a single drone in vision of the Overlord down to his natural to make it look as if he was going to take the expansion.